Hi, come on in. Great to see you Sagittarius subscribers. This is your Sagittarius July 2020 reading. And for you Sagittarius subscribers, you may be saying, why is he not wearing a jacket or a suit as he normally does? Well, it's because I've been doing some meditation, and I've been doing meditation for you Sagittarius subscribers so that you have peace, release from anxiety and strength, and you will have those feelings start to build within you during the course of this reading. Now, there's a couple of cards that come off. These are playing cards, which I'm not going to use, but I just sometimes like the energy as a spread that they have around them. Sagittarius, I'm going to pull 5 cards and then we'll do the reading. Now, as you know, in the tarot that I use a lot of astrology as it applies to the card, because the astrology for me, the astrological planets are for me constellations are like icons on the desktop. And so if you move the icon, that's not the thing that's moving, it's the spiritual energy which is coming up underneath it. And it is that which is far more important, and it has a bearing on the tarot as it applies to you. And of course it depends on where the card is in the spread and what is around it. Now, these cards also have some Chinese I Ching characters in them, and if they do, I'll discuss them. Let's see, there's one there. That's the 9 of Wands. If they do, I'll discuss it with you. They've also got the Norse runes. There's some more. There's the 10 of Stones. Norse runes, if they happen to come up. Ace of Stones. Yeah, there's a rune. There's the Tower. It looks like it's the Elder Foothark alphabet of rune, and there is ancient biblical Hebrew letters which also have spiritual power and things to say for you. And finally, let's have a look at this card. The Ace of Wands in the East. Ace of Stones, the Ace of Wands. I think this is going to be a fantastic month for you. Here comes the rain. Let's get the reading underway and hope we don't get drowned out by the sound of the water. You really have a fantastic set of cards here. You've got these 2 aces. The 10, the 9. You have a lot of material benefit coming your way. It's all earth, it's will, and some great changes coming along. Let's have a look at this one first quickly, and then I might look at the 2 together, the 2 aces together, because they are so important. Here we have the eagle landing on the rock. It is the symbol of the 2 fundamental realms joined, earth and sky, material reality and spirit, feminine and masculine. The sky, the earth, and the rainbow are beauty and gifts. Now, this card here is the root of the powers of the earth, and I think that it means the beginning of something tangible coming your way. It also refers to, for me, I'm getting prosperity and growth and material abundance and advances coming along here. I'm also have this card here which is extremely favorable in that area. We'll probably get to that at the end, but I see, and this is something which is, despite what you may think, I do see the position where your finances may be starting to improve. It's possible in the workplace of a promotion or a pay rise, good luck, or of some sort of unexpected money. You will have a deep well of grounded, practical, organizational ability as well, and I think that this is something that's going to be following you around for the next year. I will say this, that aces represent new beginnings and opportunities, and in the suit of discs it refers to, I think, your material life. That is, all the aspects of your life: love, family, relationship, lifestyle, conditions. And you should have this thought that wealth is my natural condition. It allows me to express my spirituality and creative potential in this world. And I think that the people who may well be important to you and have things to do with this expansion are people who I think are Taurus. There's a Gemini I see around here, and Possibly also an Aries as well. Now here we go with I'm going to deal with this one right next to it, which is the Ace of Wands. Again, aces is the potential. Isn't this beautiful? There's a rather phallic symbol here coming into a female symbol here with the earth, growth around it, and of course the fire of will and blue skies referring to optimism. This is the root of the power of fire. I think that, actually I'll tell you a secret. If you were to take a microscope and look inside inside this Ace of Wands, you would find all the other minor arcana cards and all the court cards in a spiritual sense, in mystical tarot. But I think that this is also referring to you as a creative spark, a new project, a new start, a passionate union perhaps, vital forces surging with you here. Really is a great time. Something really is coming to you because I think that this represents a time in your life when you have a breakthrough moment of insight and you feel inspired and motivated to move your life forward. There's a big opportunity which is around and opening up for you. I'm just really getting that here. And again, it's an ace, so you have the possibility, because aces are potential, of tapping into your latent potential. It's a perfect time to draw upon your imagination and make your dreams happen. And spiritually, this might be a time to rewrite your life. I see this Tower card is here, and we'll get to that in a second. There is a deep spiritual desire within you, I think, for self-discovery, and this can apply, of course, to anybody who is 18 as much as 80. Look, I'm going to look at these two cards together because I'm just driven. There's something that wants to come through here and be said while you look at these cards together. I just have this feeling, there's just energy. It's almost as if there's words coming through. Yes, now with the combination of these aces coming together, I think what it means is that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. You are your own rule maker, and you are the one, the only one who can assess how you are doing. All you see in the world is your idea about it. Life will take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say it out loud. Words have power, spiritual power, and they reverberate throughout all of eternity. A word becomes an action, and if you are going to do it, start. Then go all the way. Do it, do it, do it. Seize the opportunity in front of you. Rejoice in it, and let no power on earth take it from you. Okay, let's have a look at the next card, shall we? And you go back down there where you belong. You can take your fantastic energy in the middle there. Let's have a look at this card here, the Nine of Wands, also in the suit of fire. How befitting for you, a fire sign. Well, here's one of these I Ching, and I'll get to that in just a second. Let me have a look at the picture here, the painting. The pattern of the stones balanced with the central stone close to the earth, it looks like. Well, I think they indicate progress and growth, but not necessarily constant. In the background is the sea and part of the roots of a great tree. Now you notice how I mentioned it had an I Ching here. I Chings are, the broken lines are feminine, the unbroken lines are masculine. Now I Ching can be interpreted either as an individual line, in couplets, in triplets, or all together. And here I'm going to look at it all together. And this I Ching here, I think, means organized discipline. Discipline is symbolized here for me with water under the earth. Now, water is a vital resource that is available but hidden, requiring effort to access it. This potential can be drawn upon in times of need. There we go, that's like that. And once it is accessed and applied, then great things can be accomplished with some organized discipline, can't they? But remember, the most successful leader is not the one that triumphs on the battlefield, but the one who is able, through strength of discipline and inner power, to achieve conciliation without the spilling of blood. Now, you'll be interested to know that this is, for me, astrologically, the moon ruling the second decan of your sign. You know, in that period, the 3rd to the 12th of December. I also have here, with the number 9, this is the 9 of Wands, mystically an association with the moon as well. So we have a double lunar influence as the moon rules both the second decan of Sagittarius, and it's associated and rules this number 9 numerologically. So I think that we see here is that, look, I would ordinarily call this card, this is called power, but I would call it the Lord of Great Strength, although I have no difficulty with it being called power. I think this is referring to determination and strength of character that you will display this time, courage under fire, and defending what you have worked for. But I see a great deal of protection coming around you as well. There's a great deal of protection in this spread, which is almost like a divine protection that's coming up and being made available to you. I think what we're talking about here is it's really necessary, I think, for you to reach into yourself and discover new depths of strength and power that you never thought you had. Now, of course, you'll encounter obstacles. We all do. But you will have the strength to overcome them. Now, when this turns up in this position, with this ace next to it, like this, and the tower underneath it, when it comes up in that configuration, I think that you can be reassured that you have what it takes to get by. Even in times of difficulty and stress, inner strength is going to rise up and guide you towards your goals, and in the process, you'll learn more about yourself and your abilities, gaining a new all-round perspective which brings security and self-confidence. I think you might be in the process of discovering your real strength. Trust your inner guide. You may want to take part in groups which can help you develop and unfold your potential. Are you a little afraid of your own strength? And in what areas in your life does this fear come up? I think it's important that you pay attention to your dreams at this time. And I would have this thought in mind. I know more and more clearly who I am. This recognition leads to the full development of my potential strength. Now, I referred to this card, the Tower, underneath it, and I think that this is a really good card for you. I'll tell you why in just a second. Here it is, make sure it's in focus. Well, let's have a look at the imagery of it and see what we can see that's there. Well, I think the tower in this image symbolizes an arrogant technology that constantly desires more and bigger monuments to its conquest of nature. And inside of it is darkness and fire. It is a modern image of the Tower of Babel. But the sunrise and the blue sky, respectively, show great hope and optimism. Now here's one of these runes. This is basically its Viking alphabet, and this is from the Elder Foothark, the Norse runes that the Vikings used. But they also have great spiritual attachment to them. They were discovered and the meanings of which were made available by Odin, the king of the Norse gods, who hung upside down a well, the well of Erd, for 9 days and 9 nights, staring into the well until they came to the surface and made their meaning available to them. But this one is the rune of Al-Yis, and it means protection. And we were just talking about protection, a shield, the protective urge to shelter yourself or others. There's a sense of defense and protection here. The driving force to acquire is what I see, which provides motivation to you and a sense of purpose. I think that this also connects you with the gods, awakening higher life. And this symbol can be used to channel energies appropriately, and it encourages you to follow your instincts and to keep hold of success or maintain a position won or earned. That takes us to this biblical Hebrew letter. Let's have a closer look at it. You can see it here. Now, this is the 18th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. It's Zadeh, and the Zadeh represents the person who is just as well as righteousness, and the righteousness of the Creator. That person who is righteous strives to be true, loving justice and fairness, and they are straight and fully honest with their conscience. The idea is that I think that the world is broken, so each one of us must face our own evil and learn to restore it. Now, the literal meaning of the Zadeh is a fishing hook. So you can imagine someone fishing to bring together those good traits which restore the world. I think that this does signify the essence of the Creator that animates all matter, guides and dwells within the person who is humble, as is symbolized by this letter as well. Another key trait is hiddenness, because the person who is righteous is often hidden because they appear as an ordinary person despite their great spiritual nature. What else can we say about this for you? Well, it is the Lord of the hosts of the mighty, and here we have Mars, the warrior planet, here in full attack mode to destroy the tower. Now look, I think that the tower represents for you the limitations of your ego, that part of consciousness which is trapped in your form, in your body. Yeah, that structure of identity that you have built up over your lifetime. Now, this is really only a tiny part of who you really are, yet you see it as the totality. And it is this limitation of consciousness which needs to be undone. You see, you are not how much money you have, what clothes you wear, where you live, what car you drive, what education you have, what family background you have, what race you are, what your intelligence level is, what your earning capacity is. You're not these things. You are not the product of your experiences. Take all those things away. Take away all those things and take away your body, and you're still there. That is the real you. And the question is, how do you get to that person? Look to the real person that is there. I think that this can also represent, because there are people falling from this tower, I think that this can, well, I think for you this month, it can represent an escape from something. Yeah, it's an escape from something. This is for you the restorer, the healer, the renovator. You'll have strong healing gifts, perhaps, and unusual capacities for regeneration and restoration. And you'll have good health, good gifts related to health, mental, emotional, and able to work out what people have got wrong with them. But there is a deep need to constantly eliminate what is unnatural, false to fact, and not of yourself. Yeah, I think you'll be very good with the structures of ideas, design, decoration. You'll be able to determine people's personality traits. You'll be good at organizing projects, and you'll have very good analytical ability, and you'll be able to get to the heart of a matter very quickly. I think that this is a time of some destruction or turmoil, but this may be an inner destruction or turmoil. You may also ask yourself how you could have been so mistaken about a situation or a person, which now you have to come to terms with. You are in the midst of or about to enter into an intensive transformatory process. Whatever is destroyed or shaken within you serves to purify you and make room for something new, and allow it. Are you ready to view yourself and life with new eyes? Have this thought in mind: everything that happens in my life is for the best. All right, finally, let's have a look at this just fantastic energy that's coming in here for you, which is the 10 of Stones. That's got an I Ching there as well, which we'll have a look at in just a second. Well, what does the image show? It really is, okay, it looks like there is, in a deep valley, water rushes forth. Above the cleft of a rock is bright sky. I really can't get more out of it than that. I can, however, get something out of this I Ching character that's here, and before I get into the astrology of the card, let's talk about this. This I Ching, I'm looking at feminine, masculine, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine. This means the well. Now, throughout all cultures of the world, the well has served as a symbol for that which sustains life and provides a constant, inexhaustible source of nourishment, doesn't it? Now, human nature is basically the same everywhere. The passage of time cannot add to its dimensions nor take anything away. Still, just as you can deepen a well to produce clearer water, you can enrich your life by delving deeply within. Remember how we were talking about that there? And by doing that, you'll, of course, tap into your essential nature and reach the true source of spiritual nourishment. But beware of shallow thinking. I don't mean that in a bad way. Because like a little learning, it can be dangerous. The image of, the idea of the well suggests that going further within produces greater clarity. Now be patient, as you will penetrate your problems and your own nature as deeply as you can. And maybe self-development is the key to reaching down to tap the clear water. But of course, if you do not lower your bucket into the depths, you're likely to come up empty. Remember, when greater depth is sought, lessening the speed of normal operations may be required. And a shallow carelessness in the process of meeting deeper needs can be self-defeating or even dangerous. But if I look at the astrology of this card and where it's sitting, and in connection with this, particularly again with these two aces around it, I see Mercury ruling the third decan of Virgo, 13th to the 22nd of September. So Mercury ruling Virgo. Actually, in ordinary astrology, Mercury also rules Virgo, and it is exalted in Virgo. So we've got Mercury everywhere around here, and Mercury, of course, will give you good communication skills, and Virgo will give you good organizational ability, but we were talking about that there as well. So when you put those two together, you get abundance. You get abundance. So I really think that we're talking here about inner and outer reaches, the ability to make the inner wealth visible and to share it with others. There is the chance, I think here, well, the very likely chance that you will start to find improvement in your material and financial conditions. But do you also know about your inner wealth, and do you share it generally? You understand, I hope, that you have attracted to you everyone who is a part of your life. You have created every situation in your life, and you create your own reality. The wealth in your hands is your own to do with what you like. The responsibility is yours, and you are endlessly wealthy. I think on a piece of paper, maybe write down all the qualities which constitute your inner riches. Yeah, a lot of money coming around here. It's a lot of money. There's a lot of money coming up for you. Good money coming. No, it's not Bill Gates or the Tata family in India. But compared to as you are now, I think things will start to move forward. But have this thought in mind. I am internally and externally rich and free and enjoy everything, thankfully and in surrender. A really great set of cards. Great energy for you, Sagittarius. Well done. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, there you go, the month of July 2020, and it looks as if there's going to be great things in store for you, and that's great to hear because you deserve good things to happen to you. You certainly do. Look, you were fantastic during that reading, as you always are, and really, there's really only one thing left for me to say, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.